Welcome to Happy Homes and Gardens. I am your host. My name is Daphne Royce. I am a real estate broker, architecture, and interior designer. Aleksandra Marshaniia, who is also known as Alex Sandra, was born and raised in Russia from Georgian parents and later moved to China to pursue singing career. Alex sings in English, Russian, Georgian, and Chinese. Alex starts singing in the genre of pop and changed to pop rock after she moved to the US 3 years ago. Let's work on Alex and learn about her impressive singing career. How are you, Alex?
I'm good. Thank you, Daphne, for such a wonderful introduction. I'm very happy to be here and very excited.
Which tell us about yourself.
I'm independent local artist based in San Francisco. I perform my original songs. Also, I perform as a gig musician in between of my my concerts. So for those, I normally would prefer originals and covers. Depends, but the mostly when I'm focusing on my own original music and my own concerts, I try to keep all original and just stay unique as much as possible.
When did you start your singing career?
I was very little. I was always in love with music, even though when I was like a little kid, but I was kind of hiding because among all of my friends, if you would ask me when I was like 10 years old, everybody wanted to be a superstar. Everybody wanted to be actress or singer. So I was like, okay, I don't want to repeat after everybody. So I'm going to say that I'm going to be a doctor, even though I was dreaming to become a musician all the time. So my first time when I started singing was when I was 14. I joined the local choir and ensemble, and that was my first time when I started performing on the stage. But it was like as a group, as a children choir.
Wow, 14. That's early when you were still in school.
Yeah, it was, I think, grade 8. I would love to do that earlier, but I was not like I haven't had that courage yet. By the age of 14, I developed it. I realized that if I will not do that, nobody gonna do that for me. So I just really need to do, even though I feel shy.
And you were well known as a pop rock singer in Russia. What makes you want to continue your singing career in China?
Yeah, it's very simple. Back then, when so the best time of my career as a local artist back in Russia was when I was like in my early 20s, and it was like pretty cool. I was pretty well known locally, but this type of music, like rock music, was not very popular. I would say it was like more underground. And when I was performing, majority of my performances was not paid, even though I was performing every weekend in the best rock clubs in back in Russia. Like I would walk on the street and people would come to me and say like, "Oh my God, I saw your show last night. It was so good." Um, Even though that I was like I couldn't provide for myself, and I realized that I need to do like I need to have a daytime job to support my dreams, right? And eventually I got burned out because it takes so much time, and it's a very high maintenance profession to be an artist, to be a musician and performer. You need to invest so many things like photographs, videographs, like write music, produce music, studio recording. That's all cost money. But when it comes to our shows, even though everything should be like our work should be paid, it was normally not paid. So I got burned out, and I've decided to move to China because I've heard that music industry in China is very well developed, and you can work as a musician in China and really have pretty nice life. And also you will have more opportunities because when industry is well developed, you have more possibilities to succeed.
Was that gradually true in China?
That was actually very true. I was very successful. I performed for TV shows. I performed for big brands. I performed for majority of the most famous hotels. I performed for a lot of, like, for Hilton, for Sheraton, and other many hotels. I performed for big brands such as Huawei. I don't know, are you familiar or not? But Huawei is like Apple in America. Like, it's a big company in China, and like lots of like car shows. I also performed for big car shows like Lamborghini and other stuff. So it was like really a lot of fun. I had opportunity to perform for my first stadium back in China. It was 10,000 people and absolutely fascinating. But at the same time, it is a little challenging in China to be an independent artist because there are like several reasons. First of all, you cannot become seriously popular as an independent artist unless you speak Chinese and sing Chinese fluently. In this point, uh, for a foreigner, it's possible to get successful in China, but you should have very big ties to the local community. Like, for example, if I would speak Chinese very well, then I would have a chance to succeed. But because I haven't speak Chinese fluently, it was just very, very basic conversational. I got stuck on that level of just foreign performer to fill in here and there. I was opening for big stars in China, but at the same time, people would not remember me because I was just a foreigner to them. So I was not very integrated well into the local Chinese culture. Although people knew me because they saw my face very often here and there. Anyways, I was not succeeding there as an artist. And also, if you want to produce your own songs in Chinese market, you should make sure that all of that has copyrighted well. And also, because China is communistic country, you need to confirm with the government lyrics, and like there are many details you need to keep that in mind. Anyways, it was a great opportunity. I'm so thankful for that chance, and now I'm in America.
Was it hard to change from pop to rock? And was it difficult to learn Chinese songs?
Um, So, because in Russia I was a rock singer, transitioning from rock to pop was very difficult for me. I'll explain. The thing is that the voice technique is really different. So, I was successful. Like, I was not making money, but we were performing for 300 people, fully packed rock clubs, and uh, on the stage, I had like 300 people carefully listen to me, and then people would recognize me on the street. If that would be paid, I would say like very successful, but it was not paid, so like it's somewhat successful. Anyways, as a rock singer, I had my own technique developed, and I sounded great. But when I started performing pop music, I realized that I need to learn so many new things. And if you would compare me being a pop singer and compare me being rock singer, there was a huge gap technique wise. So as a rock singer, I was experienced professional rock singer, and as a pop, I was somebody somewhat okay, you know. So it took me few years of voice lessons and like constant work on my technique to start sound well in pop, because in pop music you don't need all of that pressure. You need to know how to make yourself sound gentle and nice, and how to belt powerfully in high notes. So it is like completely different world. So yes, it was very difficult. I remember myself sometimes after some gigs I would cry and feel so small and so little.
How about Chinese songs? How did you learn it?
Chinese songs was not too difficult. I mean, it was difficult to memorize the lyrics because the word is so different. Like Chinese words doesn't really like. So, for example, if you would start learning Georgian, because I'm ethnically Georgian, there are some words which sound similar with English, but in Chinese, words in Chinese doesn't sound nothing like Russian or nothing like English or nothing like Georgian. So it took me like 1 month to learn one Chinese song.
Okay.
But in terms of technique, it was not difficult. Like in terms of singing, because for example, the song I sing, like "Yue Lian Dai Biao De Xing," it's pretty simple melody, and like technically, it's easy for me to sing. The most challenging part was remember Chinese lyrics.
I'm excited about your upcoming singles, which will be out in November. Can you share something about your new release?
Yes, I'm very excited about this. So yes, this it's a little bit confusing. So after I came back from China to America, I was singing pop music and I was releasing my original songs, but then I realized that I just feel that I need to go back to rock, and I just feel complete now, you know. I felt like I kind of lost myself within all of this journey of finding my own style, and I finally found something what I'm so comfortable and so happy about. I feel like I'm myself again, so I'm very excited about this release. It's called Bad Manners. I put into this song a lot of personal stories, and I can give you a little highlights what this song is about. So as a woman in music industry, I had struggled with many different things, and not only in music industry. uh, Mostly I'm pretty happy with my achievements and everything, but there were times back then when my achievements would be like a little bit, like for example, sometimes I would achieve something big and people would say, oh, of course she did that because she got lucky. Like, of course, Alex achieved that. She got just very lucky. Or people would say, like, oh, she might be like dating the manager or something. And I felt so upset because it was not just luck. And I was not dating to any manager. I was really working hard to achieve these goals. And I did achieve because I was really working a lot. And then some people just would assume just because I'm a girl, might be I used this shortcut and I slept with the manager, or I just got very lucky. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to work hard because I'm keep getting lucky. But I'm not. I'm just a very hardworking person, and it was not easy. It was very difficult to get there where I am right now. So this song is about that. Society puts a lot of pressure on you, especially on women, to get married before 30, to have children before 30, to get career before 30. And then when you achieve everything, people would say, ah, of course she just dated this guy, or of course she just got lucky, or oh, it's still not good enough. So anything you do in your life, it's still not enough. So this song is about that, about me being tired of satisfying other people's need and finally be myself. And by doing so, I become woman with a inappropriate behavior, like somebody who has bad manners. So this is about this. So I choose to be this bad mannered woman or bad mannered girl or bad mannered person because I'm so tired of being a good girl.
It sounds like very negative and intoxicated in the music world. Is that what you described?
In music world, I would not say like that. The thing is that problem. is then when you are in the music world, people outside of music world has a lots of misconceptions and lots of like they kind of like, for example, my parents, my father, he is like 70 something years old man, right? And from early childhood he'd been telling me that every music industry worker is I would not say the names, but he used very bad names, like calling women in music industry basically they are just because they have inappropriate behavior, so he would call these names to women who are successful musicians. So like from or my teachers when I was in high school and when I was in my rock band, my teachers would say like, oh my god, rock music, they would assume that if you are in the rock music you might have drug addiction or alcohol addiction or something like that. So like people have a lot of misconception who musician is actually. I don't need to be a alcoholic or a drug addict to be a rock musician. I'm a pretty healthy woman. I have 2 children. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And yes, I'm a rock singer, and I guess it's normal.
What inspired you to write songs supporting women's rights?
Just my personal experience, because I felt like this is something what will be relatable for other people, and not it shouldn't be just women. I think there are plenty of men who actually felt the same way. I would say this is more about people who got like uh achieved something, and then people around them like trying to put them down, like compare with them with someone. So just my personal experience, it was so painful. I think this is something what people should like talk about. If somebody achieved something, it was not easy for that person. That person worked for that. So let's respect somebody's achievements. Nothing comes easy in this life.
So you mentioned earlier you decided to become pop rock singer again. Is that what you're going to do permanently?
Um, it kind of, yes. My answer will be yes, but it's like the genre is so big. Like some songs can be more towards rock, and some songs can be more towards pop. But the rock genre is gonna be there for sure. I'm not removing that anymore, and I'm gonna be staying with rock for a long time.
What is your music philosophy?
Well, my music philosophy is just be true to yourself, and don't change it. Don't chase this trends, like, because one day is this popular, another day is another thing. So just stay true to yourself. Yes, it's okay to adapt things. It is okay, but don't don't chase this popularity. Chase meaningful things for you personally. So I think music is about um so the thing is that music and the personality are so close to each other, and the way to be unique in music, you just need to be yourself. And finally I realized that, and I'm in my mid 30s.
Where do you mostly perform your music at? Will you be touring your new single?
For my new single, and so I have Bad Manners coming on October 27th, and another single coming on November 19th. That single's name is that song called Yes Girl. And on November 19th I have a big rock show at local amazing venue called Brick and Mortar Music Hall in San Francisco. And it's very exciting for me because it is my debut performance there, and it is the big proper rock venue where I can actually perform with a full band. I had performed for bigger venues recently too. For example, I opened for Eastern European Star at the Palace of Fine Arts on September 23rd, and I think there were around 650 people. That was a like pretty big, legit venue. The only thing is that when I performed there, I adapted my original songs so they can fit the headliner. So I performed my songs with the piano and back vocals, which was beautiful, but it is not quite genre I am performer at. And at Brick and Mortar is gonna be really big. Brick and Mortar is gonna be me with my full band, with my rock attitude and performance, and it's gonna be real a lot of fun. I am looking forward to it.
How many members in your full band?
So I'm a solo artist, but I normally, when I have a budget, I arrange 5 people band. So I will have for November 19th, I'll have drum player, bass player, guitar, keys, and backup vocalist. So it's including me, it's gonna be 6 people.
Wow. And how much time you needed to practice before you can perform?
So normally I schedule 3 rehearsal, and one of those rehearsal is long rehearsal. But because we already played, so even though I'm solo artist, I normally book the same session musicians all the time. So sometimes someone can be busy and then I invite another person, but majority of musicians, I already worked with them multiple times. For example, I already had 2 solo concerts this year, and both of them I had almost the same people all the time. So they are very familiar with my music, with my genre. And within those 3 rehearsals, what we basically do is we refresh and work on details.
Do you perform outside of San Francisco area?
Yes, I do. For example, recently I performed at amazing festival. It just started this year in Berkeley, called Cali Fest. I was closing the concert, and I'm hopeful that this festival will be still running. I really enjoyed being there. I also perform in Silicon Valley and like Palo Alto and San Jose and Oakland. So like I'm kind of all around the all around in Bay Area.
Do you play in Southern California or outside of California?
I haven't yet, but I would love to. For that, I just need to expand a little more. Right now, I am working on my social media as a musician to make it more like to make it bigger, so I can actually uh, book shows, let's say in Los Angeles or in Sacramento or in San Diego. So I would love to travel to those places as a performer. Ideally, would be so nice for next year to be part of several festivals around the country. That would be absolutely amazing. I can fly to New York, I can fly to Washington, DC, it is not a problem.
How can people contact you to invite you to perform?
Um, I have listed my contact email all over my social media. They can simply send me a direct message, or they can email me. And then as soon as they get in touch with me, I can give my personal phone number so we can have a call. Another way, so far, people haven't had any problems. I have been booked before through Instagram search. So, for example, the venue is looking for a performer. They Google, they find my Instagram, and they sent me an email or direct message. So it's very simple, and I'm responding within a day.
What is your name of your Instagram?
It is also pretty simple. So my stage name is Alex Sandra. So 2 names, Alex Sandra together _ music.
Great. Do you have a website or something that people
Yes.
can find you?
Yes, I do. I do have a website. It is also alexandramusic.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Alex. Anything else you want to share with my audience?
First of all, I want to thank you again for having me today. It is such a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for listening and supporting us. It means a lot. And just wanted to wish happy coming holidays, Thanksgiving, and if I will not see you again, Christmas.
I do love to hear your Chinese song again. That was really, really good.
Oh my God, that would be so amazing. I would love to see you again, especially when I'm performing a Chinese song.
Well, happy Halloween to you. And
Yeah.
thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you so much. Quick question, Daphne. Do you already know what you're gonna be on the Halloween?
I don't know, probably pass out the candies.
Oh, that's great. We're gonna do family costume. We're gonna do Adam's family.
Oh, nice. Very nice. That will be fun.
Yeah. Well, we are not giving candies because we're going out. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful.
Thank you.